What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, the news going to come in here hot and heavy today because we got a lot of updates on stories I've recently done in the past that a lot of you guys were interested in. And we're going to start with this one of our big stories that we're covering on this channel. Story right here is out of Clayton County, Georgia. Shout out Clayton County. And we've been feverishly reporting on this as details have come out and more details have come out, and it doesn't make the situation any better. Before I get into this, I want to say something to you real fast, and you'll understand where I'm coming from. Those are the faithful watchers of this channel. You remember these people up here? Jake and Rebecca Horrow, right? She claimed that the child was kidnapped. The body of the child has never been found after they found out that they had something to do with it. They're both locked up right now. Little Emmanuel Horrow, pictured here, was 7 months old. Now, you remember that story, and we feverishly covered that as well. And as sad as it is, stuff like this happens, and it happened again. Now, check this out. See this little boy up here? This little boy right here, his name is Nakai Pratt. He's 6 months old. Been missing since early yesterday morning, supposedly, or Sunday morning. He supposedly was with his father. Boom, this guy right here, 38-year-old Antonio Pierce. Now, he was supposedly with his father. Then his father was supposedly robbed while he was in his car. Get this. At gunpoint by some thug drug dealers. They took his valuables and then took the car seat and his child in the car seat in a robbery. Now this guy right here, just like Jake Harrow, has a history of crimes against children, abuse crimes. On top of that, come to find out this little 6-month-old baby, right? Nakai is a twin. More information has come out about this guy right here. And when you hear how this all went down, you see why his dumb ass got arrested fast. Take a look at this.
Also tonight, the father of a missing Riverdale 6-month-old is in jail. Antonio Pierce was arrested on unrelated charges, but is considered a suspect in his son's disappearance.
Pierce told police he was robbed at gunpoint last night in Riverdale. Then the suspects took his son, 6-month-old Nakai Pratt. Fox 5's Larry Sproul is live at the complex in Riverdale. Larry, you talked to neighbors there.
And Russ and Courtney, now neighbors are wondering if that little boy is okay. Now, I just spoke with police, and police confirmed that he is actually a twin, and the other child is with the mother tonight. Now, his disappearance happened right here at this apartment complex here in Riverdale early Sunday morning, and tonight police are still trying to figure out what happened.
Where's the baby?
That's the question Misha Sykes, neighbors and police are asking Monday night. Where is 6-month-old Nakai Pratt?
Just seen them out here pretty much searching. So they're actively going into the bushes. I've seen them actively looking into the trash can down there.
Fox 5 told you about the kidnapping of 6-month-old Nakai Pratt Sunday night at this apartment complex on Valley Hill Road in Riverdale. Sunday, the child's father, Antonio Pierce, told Clayton County Police he was robbed at gunpoint for his valuables, and the suspects took his son from the car seat and drove off. But police and neighbors are not buying that story due to inconsistent testimony and physical evidence that points to foul play.
If somebody broke in your house and ran out with your baby, your neighbors would have heard you screaming. Why did you not run after the person?
Clayton County Police arrested Pierce for unrelated charges Monday, including possession of marijuana and traffic violations. But police say he's now a suspect in the disappearance of his 6-month-old son.
And this is also just disturbing to have to keep waking up to see that we're still looking for a 6-month-old baby that can't fend for herself.
Monday, Fox 5's cameras saw police scouring the area looking for any signs of Pratt. They searched the woods and used a drone.
This is sad. This is really sad, and this is sad that nobody's saying nothing at this point. Like, at this point, tell us where the baby is.
And as more time passes, neighbors say they're losing hope.
It's devastating. It's devastating for such a little child, helpless. But I think it's a lot. I don't think there's going to be a good end to this. I just don't have a feeling that the ending is going to be very good. And everybody here knows it.
Unfortunately, I don't. 6-month-old. Ain't been seen since, 7 o'clock yesterday, they said? No, unfortunately, I don't. And that's the sad part. I don't.
And police also confirmed to me that the mother of the twins is not involved in the disappearance of Pratt. Now, meanwhile, as far as the investigation, there are several law agencies involved in this search tonight. If you know anything about his whereabouts, you're asked to call police. We are live in Riverdale tonight. I'm Larry Sproul, Fox 5 News.
Well, good evening, everyone. I'm Ron Jones. Tonight, the urgent search for a missing baby boy is now going on 40 hours. Take a look here. This is 6-month-old Nakai Pratt. His father told police someone abducted him on Sunday during an armed robbery. However, now police say his dad's story is not adding up at all. He's now an official suspect locked up on unrelated charges. 11 Alive's Cody Alcorn joins us live now from the Clayton County Jail, where the father is expected to face a judge tomorrow morning. So, Cody, you just confirmed some new information about baby Nakai. What can you tell us about that?
Ron, a lot of people have been asking us if he was the only child, and just in the last hour, Clayton County Police confirmed Nakai is a twin. They say that Nakai's sibling is with their mother, and at this point, it does not appear she is involved in Nakai's disappearance, but Clayton County Police say the investigation is active and ongoing. Tonight, neighbors allege it was not the children's father, Antonio Pierce, who even called 911 to report his son missing. They also tell us that Pierce told them drug dealers kidnapped his baby. The search for 6-month-old Nakai Pratt is now expanding beyond this Riverdale apartment complex. Police using bloodhounds, cadaver dogs, and drones, all in an effort to find the 2-foot, 11-pound baby. Neighbors say they called police Sunday morning when they feared something happened to Nakai.
They saw him carrying a car seat with a sheet over the child. But the neighbors actually saw him, and they were the ones that called because when he came back, there was no car seat, no baby. And then what he said was the drug dealers took the child.
Police say Antonio Pierce told them somebody took his child during an armed robbery. Police never activated an Amber Alert. Now, more than 24 hours later, we're learning why. Police say Pierce's story is inconsistent, and physical evidence found at the complex points to foul play.
So we all, as a community, been searching, looking for the baby.
Neighbors tell us Pierce worked maintenance at the complex and also drove for Uber. Our cameras were rolling as authorities towed several of his cars away from the complex.
Yeah, he's got 5 cars.
11 Alive found Pierce has a pending felony cruelty to children charge out of Clayton County, tied to a case from 2022. Now, 3 years later, he's now at the center of his missing son's case. And Ron, as you mentioned, tonight we learned Pierce is expected to be in court in the morning, and we will be in the courtroom as well to see if the DA will use him being a suspect in his son's disappearance as a reason to deny bond on these unrelated charges. So again, the reason he's locked up tonight is not directly involved in his son's disappearance at this point, but on unrelated charges. Of course, a developing story and a very active investigation at this hour. Live in Jonesboro, Cody Alcorn, 11 Alive News.
Ladies and gentlemen, ain't that something? I say, ain't that something? Little boy has a twin. Now, the twin's with the mother, and they say the mother has nothing to do with this. Neighbors saw him leave with the baby and not return. He never called the cops. The neighbors did. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This guy, they said, is a maintenance man in them apartments. 5 cars all rimmed up. Where do you think his mindset is? On himself. You want to look a certain way. Now, this guy's 38 fucking years old. just had 6-month-old twins. One of them's gone. In 2022, he had a child cruelty case. I wonder if it's with the same woman. But then again, you never know. You know what I'm anxious to see? I'm anxious to see how old the mother is. Because this guy's 38. Now, I don't know this man. But he come off like the type of guy that date younger girls because of his mindset. He care only about himself. And raising kids is not his thing. Being honest, there's a lot of men out there like that. Now, if you paid attention, the whole neighborhood started searching for the baby and all of this type of stuff, and they called the cops on him. What does that make you think about what kind of person they think this guy is, where they called the cops quick without coming and asking questions to him? See, a lot of times people don't have to know you. They have to know your MO. What type of life you portray. What type of person you come off to other people. And it was just odd to me that, he never called the cops. And he claimed drug dealers came and took his valuables. And they took a baby in a car seat. Now, I'm going to ask you something. If you're running up on somebody and you robbing them at gunpoint, do you have time to unbuckle a baby and take a baby with you? Why would you take a baby? It's unnecessary stress. And that's something that really puts you on the map as being looked for. Besides a regular robbery that's common nowadays in America. See, I don't add up. 38 years old. You know what I'm saying? You good at doing dirt, but you bad at lying and covering your own ass. Now, this guy goes to court today, and we'll find out more information that they're not telling us. But as you see, in a 24-hour period of this stuff hitting the news, really hitting the news, look at all this stuff that's coming out. Stay tuned for an update. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Baby Emmanuel Harrell's body was never found. I would not be surprised if this is the same situation. I know for a fact that baby is not in that area, especially with what they said where he left with the baby and didn't come back with the baby. So, obviously, he had a plan, and they need to make him talk. I will see you in the next video. Take care.